Hey guys, this is Guardy J from A Year Well Wasted, and I'm here to demonstrate Torchlight 2's Embermage class. Now the Embermage serves as, the mage class of the game. Not really too many melee attacks, which you can. You customize it however you want, but really it's all about focusing on the different magic types. In fact, the skill tree pretty much exclusively focuses on the elements. You're not going to get that much diversity in each of the trees. Not like maybe the Berserker or the Engineer. But if we take a look, there's Inferno, which is all fire spells naturally, Frost, which is ice, and then Storm, which is various kind of electricity attacks and kind of more weather elemental attacks. So I'll give you kind of a brief overview of everything. Now, with this character, when you fill up the Embermage's charge, they go into a state of total concentration, or that's how it's described, where all magic attacks do 25% extra damage, and the Embermage uses no mana when using magic. So I'll kind of give you a brief overview of the skills. This is called Prismatic Bolt, and as you can see, it's prismatic because it does every type of elemental damage, at least that I know of: fire, ice, electric, and poison. And then we'll also gives a percent chance of doing poison, burn, shock, or freeze. Just several different types of debuffs. The other cool thing about it too is it shoots out about five or so bolts, and those bolts are heat-seeking, so to speak. They hunt down other people. So like these guys over here, just kind of shoot it anywhere, and it clears the room. It's your base spell, I believe it's what you start with. If you don't, you should probably pick it. It's just incredibly useful, and it's just a great ranged attack. Now here is the Thunder Locust, which is actually one of my personal favorite skills. It's an area of effect attack. Shoot it up, it does damage when it hits, and then this orb sits around, and anytime anything stands near it, it gets electrocuted over and over and over. So if you're kind of in a bind, you got guys up here, but you have guys fighting you around here, you hit them, you hit a Thunder Locust here, so it's damaging them as they're coming, and you can sit here and freely attack guys as you see fit. So when these guys kind of come through, they're already half health or whatever, making them that much easier to dispatch. Let's see, we got fire bombs, which are actually surprisingly useful. Do damage on impact and then lay fire out everywhere, which will just burn over time. So if you're surrounded, once again, kind of surrounded by enemies, you just throw out a couple of these, go ahead and stand in the fire. It doesn't damage you, but enemies who are kind of surrounding you will just get burnt, and their health will drop dramatically. You're kind of smiting them. And then we got Hailstorm, which is another area of attack. It has the possibility, let me see, it can stun enemies, and it can also freeze them in their place, and then just does damage in an area. Now, I haven't found this skill particularly useful at this point, maybe at higher skill levels. Keep in mind, I am spreading all my stat points across every skill in the skill tree, so I can kind of give you a good demonstration of what you can expect with this. It's nice for attacking a wide area of enemies, but it doesn't exactly do enough damage for it to really be useful, or more useful than the other skills the Embermage can use. Show you a couple more of these. Now the ice tree, more specifically, kind of specializes in chaos. With the hailstorm, as it spreads across the entire area, and then icy blast, as I'll show you here, just sends out 5 or 6 bolts that all kind of ricochet. And so if you're in kind of a enclosed space, they're just bouncing everywhere. So if you're just blasting these out, a little bit of a slower cast speed, but hitting lots of enemies by bouncing around. And then also, I believe, freezes them. Yeah, freezes and immobilizes, just like the hailstorm does. And then here we have Magma Mace, which is kind of like the Berserker Engineer attacks. Just attacks in a area. It can stun enemies, as you can see here, and does damage over time by burning them. Let's see. Let's take a look. Then we got Shocking Burst and Magma Spear. Now Magma Spear is kind of a rapid fire attack. Keep your distance, got good range, stand back and just kind of unload. And then this Shocking Burst is quite the opposite of that. Very close range. When enemies are close, kind of hit them with that until they drop dead, and then they explode on death. And it could also kind of knock them back, so they can you can kind of establish a perimeter. If a strong boss like an elite or a boss is too close to you. And I believe that is actually all of them. Let me take a look here. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a bit more of a demonstration of using all these attacks in unison. See if we can find some enemies around here. Here we go. Kind of pretty effortlessly clean up an area, at least of the weaker enemies. You kind of have to be careful and be ready to run as the Embermage when you get into heavier fighting. Because Embermage specializes in range, a bit of a slower character, so you don't want to be terribly close if you can avoid it. Here, just gonna clear these dudes out. Drop that there. And then kind of focus on killing other enemies. And that did most of the work for me, so I didn't really have much to do. Stand back here. Have a good time with that. Pretty, if you're doing it right. Oh, and we just hit concentration, so all of these are going to do a lot more damage. Would have been nice to hit it at a point where I actually had a significant number of enemies to face, but you kind of get the idea. Keep your distance, kind of spread out enemies as you can. You know, lots of area effect stuff. Just so by the time enemies reach you, they're half dead, and that's kind of the idea behind the Embermage. Don't let them get close to you, but if they're going to, make sure that they're pretty much gone by the time they reach you. Embermage is a fun class to play. Just a lot of chaos. A lot of different effects that you can use on your enemies. Just and a lot of explosions. A lot of fun. I am having a good time playing the Embermage, and I think you will too. I'm going to do one more video to wrap this series up, and do it on the Outlander. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.